Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Will It Extract. As always, I'm your host, Benedict, and I'm joined by my faithful companion, the Edge. Well, it's that time of year when the days are getting shorter, the crops are almost ready for harvest, and the youngins return to the classroom. I don't think there's a single event where the difference in emotion is as disparate as the start of school for parents and for children. The contrast between the sheer jubilation of parents and the realization for the children that the summer is actually over. Granted, I haven't had to go back to school in a while, only deal with the non-ending slog of being an adult. Right, Edge? Oh, right. I forgot. You never got to school. You're not old enough yet, actually, so you got a couple years, bud. Regardless, one nostalgic memory I'm sure we can all recall is the back-to-school pizza parties. You know, the ones where we'd all get that disposable plate and line up for a choice between cheese, pepperoni pizza with some cookies or donuts that came in those wax boxes. Yeah. And inevitably someone would take the last slice of cheese and someone in the back would cry because they didn't like pepperoni. Might have been me, but we'll forgo that. And then we'd have to cut the pizza slice in half and learn a valuable lesson about sharing. Yeah, those were the days. Oh, right. Sorry. Continuing on. Today we'll be talking about the unsung heroes of those events. Food packaging. You may be asking yourself many questions, including why food packaging? Well, that's a question we'll have to save for our next segment, sample prep. And now for sample prep. So, like every other sample prep, we'll be showing how to prepare the sample for extraction on the Edge. So to start, we'll go ahead and take our sample cell, the Q cup, disassemble, and into the bottom portion, we'll go ahead and add one of our Q discs, which is the inline filtration for the Edge. Today we're using our S1 Q disc, making sure it's laying nice and flat in the bottom of the cell. We'll go ahead and assemble by screwing together the two pieces. And our sample cell is completed. So next, we got to go ahead and weigh in our sample. So of course, that whole entire pizza box isn't going to fit into this tiny Q cup. So we need to go ahead and just cut it up. I'll go ahead and pour in the cut up pieces into the Q cup. And then for the last part, I'll go ahead and take one of our Q screens, insert it into the opening of the Q cup, take the tool, press down, and like that, our sample preparation is complete. I'll go ahead and take our Q cup, add it into the rack, go ahead and place an extraction vial beside it. Then I'll take the whole entire rack and place it inside the Edge and swing around front. Go ahead and select our method, load it into the Q, press play, and press start. Now, food packaging is of the utmost importance to test because of all the additives that come into contact with the coating as well as the packaging itself. And since food packaging comes into contact with, well, food, which we ingest, it's very important to test those for detrimental health and for any additives that might be present in those coatings or the packaging itself. So the Edge is running, so I'll go ahead and see you guys in a few minutes. And now the Edge has finished its run. So here we have our extracted sample, as well as our extract. You can see that the extract is nice and clear and filtered thanks to the Q disc that we put in. And regarding what you might be looking for in this extract, analytes might be things such as additives in food coatings, such as UV stabilizers or antioxidants. Other compounds of note found in greaseproof and water-resistant coatings can be things such as PFAS, which are a whole other category of compounds that have recently come under more scrutiny. Well, thank you all for joining me for today's episode of Will It Extract. For more information about the Edge and our other offerings, please visit our website at cem.com. You know, Edge, I think it is a little sad that you haven't been able to attend school in any kind of capacity. Well, I guess you missed out on a couple things, so I mean, if you want to go in the next couple of years when you're old enough, you have a couple things to look forward to. Well, I don't know, lots of stuff, like homework, lack of sleep, bad cafeteria food. I guess you'll be with other young kids, so germs. Lots of germs. And boogers.